contemporary South Asia we were talking about. We have discussed Pakistan, Bangladesh, Nepal, Sri Lanka. All these we have discussed. Now we'll discuss the conflicts of India, or we could say India's relations with its neighbors. Okay, we can speak like this also. But before we move towards the India's relations with its neighbors, we have a separate topic: India Pakistan conflicts. So we'll discuss all these in detail. So first of all, we speak of India-Pakistan conflicts. All of us know very well that at the time of partition of India, on the eve of independence, on 14th August 1947, it was divided into the two parts, India and Pakistan. Okay, Pakistan got independence on 14th August 1947, and we got independence on 15th August
15th August.
1947. Okay, we have discussed many things about Pakistan also when we discussed about democracy and military in Pakistan. Till date, Pakistan doesn't have the stable democracy, but we have some conflicts with that of Pakistan. What are these conflicts? Number one, first of all, most important conflicts. Yes, whi- which is the most important conflict between India and Pakistan? Yes, anyone?
Ma'am,
This is the Kashmir issue. Could you see the screen, please?
yes, ma'am. Ma'am, POK in Kashmir.
Yes. Pak occupied Kashmir.
Kashmir.
So the Kashmir issue had been always had been of much concern between these two countries. The Pakistani government claimed that Kashmir belonged to it, and this led to the wars in 1947, 48, and 1965. Binwant is waiting. Just let me admit him. Okay. So, because Pakistani government had always been claiming, they always claimed that Kashmir always belonged to them. Reason was they thought that maximum population, if we speak in the composition of the population, majority of population in Kashmir had been of the Muslims. So Pakistan always presumed that if a plebiscite will take place in Kashmir, so Kashmir automatically would be the part of Pakistan, not of India. In fact, if the plebiscite take place, all of you know the meaning of plebiscite. Plebiscite means a referendum, a public vote, a public opinion. But the leader who was leading at that time to the people of Kashmir, Sheikh Abdullah had always been in the favor of democratic practices, so he did not want to join Pakistan. In fact, all these things we'll discuss in detail in the chapter when we'll discuss the India's external relations, though its name has been changed. But when we'll discuss the next chapter, okay, then we'll go through this. Getting it? We'll just let you know. In that, we'll discuss in detail. Okay. Right
Okay,
now,
ma'am.
just get the things that Sheikh Abdullah had been in Kashmir, and he was leading the people of Kashmir, and he was not in the favor of monarchy, just like Maharaja Hari Singh. What happened at the time of independence? All of us know how were the states integrated by Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. He had the challenges for the three states mainly later on: Junagadh, Hyderabad, and Kashmir. Rest of the princely states had been integrated with that of India. Only these three states posed a challenge in front of him: how to integrate them. Now, in Kashmir, the reason was Maharaja Hari Singh had been the ruler of Kashmir. Okay, and he just thought if he goes, he wanted to maintain his kingship. He he wanted to maintain the rule, his rule in Kashmir. So he thought when India approached to Maharaja Hari Singh to integrate with that of India to sign the instrument of taxation, at that time Maharaja Hari Singh was confused because he thought if we go with that of India, if he if they merge, if they sign the instrument of taxation with that of India, he was very much confident that India will never accept the rule of a king in Kashmir. India will bring the democracy at any cost in Kashmir. And if he choose to merge with that of Pakistan, so Pakistan had been the Islamic country, and automatically they will appoint a ruler. They will select a ruler from the Muslim community. In fact, so Maharaja Hari Singh had a fear on his mind, and he could not decide to go either with that of Pakistan or with that of India. But later on, Pakistan committed a big mistake, and Azad Kashmir Sena, which is known, they, they they began to attack on the areas of Kashmir. All these stories we'll discuss later on when we'll discuss Jammu and Kashmir separately. Okay, but in short, I'm giving you an idea. So what happened? This Azad Kashmir army, this Azad Kashmir military, they uh, they attempted a massacre in Baramulla. Okay, and when they attempted the massacre in Baramulla, Maharaja Hari Singh had been scared of this military, Azad Kashmir military, and then he asked the Indian government to intervene and to send the military for his help. But the uh, the government of India was not in the favor to send an army to protect the to protect Maharaja Hari Singh. Reason was because Kashmir was not the part of either India nor Pakistan. If Kashmir did not belong to India, if Kashmir was not a part of India, because but till that time Maharaja Hari Singh did not sign the instrument of accession. So Sardar Patel did not want to send any military support to Maharaja Hari Singh. So they just asked him to sign the instrument of accession before Azad Kashmir military, Azad Kashmir people reached to Srinagar. Okay. So Maharaja Hari Singh didn't have any option, and he signed the instrument of accession. And after the instrument of accession had been signed, it means it had become the part of India, and now India had to intervene. Okay, India sent the military support, and Kashmir was integrated with that of India. Now, here Pakistan began to claim that this kind of accession, this kind of integration has been done forcefully like this. This is not on the basis of plebiscite, because Muhammad Jinnah was quite confident if the plebiscite takes place, if the public opinion, public vote takes place. So, in all these, at that time, Kashmir will choose to be with the Pakistan only. So he was always in favor of a plebiscite. No doubt, Nehruji also committed that obviously if whenever the peace will be established in Kashmir, will conduct a plebiscite, and on the basis of plebiscite only the decisions will be taken. So from here the conflicts began to arise. The people began to wait for the plebiscite to take place. So all these were the stories, and all these Pakistani government claimed that Kashmir belonged to it. This led to the wars in 1947-48, which we discussed right now. And in 1965, even India won a decisive war against Pakistan in 1971, but the Kashmir question remained unsolved even at that time due to some reasons. All these reasons we'll discuss later on in another chapter. Got it? Got the things, everyone? Yes? Ayan? Good. Next, we could say that a conflict over strategic issues like the control of the Siachen Glacier and over acquisition of arms. Both the countries have nuclear weapons and missiles to deliver arms against each other. In 1998, India conducted nuclear explosion in Pokhran while Pakistan responded by carrying out nuclear tests in Shagai Hills. Okay, so first of all, the reason had been the Kashmir issue, and second had been the we could see the competition for weapons between both the countries. Okay, after this we could see some Pak activities. The Indian government was blamed the Pakistan government for using a strategy of low key violence by keeping the Kashmir militants with arms, training, money, and protection to carry out the terrorist strikes against India. Pakistan also encouraged the pro-Khalistani militants during 1985-1995. Its spy agency ISI Inter-Service Intelligence is alleged to be involved in various anti-India campaigns in India's northeast, operating secretly through Bangladesh and Nepal. Pakistan government also blames Indian government and its security agencies for fomenting trouble in the provinces of Sindh and Balochistan. So, all these had been the reasons. Besides all these, we have some other issues also. Number one, India's conflict with Pakistan is also over strategic issues such as the control of the Siachen Glacier and over the acquisition of arms we discussed right now. Secondly, India and Pakistan also have had problems over the sharing of river waters. Until 1960, they were locked in a fierce argument over the use of the rivers of the Indus Basin. Eventually, in 1960, with the mediation of the World Bank, very popular one marker question, who mediated to resolve the issues over the Indus water treaty between India and Pakistan. And students always forget this thing. This is a very popular one marker question which is normally put up by the board. Frequently it is put up. So who was this? Who mediated? Yes. Who mediated? Yes, Prashant.
Um,
Yes. Not
who
listening.
mediated? Ma'am, who mediated?
Who mediated on the Indus River issues between these two countries?
Ma'am,
The World
did,
Bank. The World Bank. You are not listening attentively, it means. Yes.
yes, ma'am, the World
Okay.
Bank.
World Bank.
It's the
World
Indus
Bank
Water
would be the,
Treaty.
yes. World Bank. India, with the mediation of World Bank, India and Pakistan signed the Indus Water Treaty, which has survived to this date even. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So, got it, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
So, there were the differences over the sharing of river waters, but Indus Water Treaty has solved this problem. The two countries are not in agreement over the demarcation line in Sir Creek in the Rhine of Kutch. Okay. The After the attack at Pathankot base in 2016 January, there was again a thaw in the relationship, especially when seen in the context that the Indian PM paid an unscheduled visit to Pakistan to meet his Pakistani counterpart. With Kashmir already on the boil and Pakistan adding fuel to fire to the situation, the attack on Uri Army Camp in September 2016, in which 19 soldiers were killed, made the Indian PM declare the statement that talks and terrorism cannot go hand in hand. Okay, so all these were the issues at that time when Indian PM had to say that it is a very popular statement given by the PM of India that talk and terrorism cannot go hand in hand. Note it down. You can be given the question on the basis of this because it's a very popular statement. You have to justify, you have to evaluate. Okay. So this was followed by the surgical strikes carried out by the Indian Army across the LOC, targeting the terror infrastructure in Pakistan occupied Kashmir, which is popularly known as POK. They were carried out at the end of September. India tinkered with the Indus Water Treaty, a treaty which has stood the test of time and the bitter sour relationship for more than 55 years, and was pondering with the fact to fully exploit the water potential of the west flowing rivers over which Pakistan has control. On the other hand, Pakistan is ready for a dialogue with India, but it wants the inclusion and discussion of the Kashmir issue, which it keeps raking up every time. However, with the attack of Indian Air Force Base in 2016 Pathankot, January, just a few days after Indian PM visited the Pakistani counterpart, events thereafter haven't been really encouraging. There has been a complete stoppage of talks at all levels in between the nations. Speculations, however, run that back channel talks exist. With rising discontent and a volatile situation once again in Kashmir from mid 2016, India has accused Pakistan of adding fuel to the unrest and glorifying terrorists by declaring them martyrs. Terrorist attacks on security forces since have increased, and the attack on the Uri Army base camp in September 2016, where 19 Indian soldiers were killed, was also carried by an organization which has its roots in Pakistan, Lashkar-e-Toiba, responsible for 26/11 attack. The case of Kulbhushan Jadhav, a retired Indian naval officer arrested near the Iran-Pakistan border in Balochistan region by the Pakistani establishment and accused of espionage by Pakistan. On 14th February 2019, a convoy of vehicles carrying security personnel on Jammu-Srinagar National Highway was attacked by a vehicle-borne suicide bomber in Pulwama district of Jammu and Kashmir. The attack resulted in the deaths of 40 Central Reserve Police Force personnel and the attacker. Got it? So all these have been the issues between India and Pakistan, and all these have been the reason of conflict between India and Pakistan. And after this, we'll discuss Pakistan failed attempts to raise the issue of scrapping of Article 370. We'll share one word document with you on the abolition of Article 370. Though we have already discussed this in Standard 11th also. We discussed this in detail at that time. So we'll just share one word document. How was Article 370 was abolished in Kashmir? Okay, and but then we'll discuss India's external relations. In that, we'll discuss this in detail. We will explain that over there. After this, we could see this cartoon, Indo-Pak relations. You could see here progresses from a maze of bunkers to a maze of dialogue tables. Okay, so who may be the two leaders here? To whom you could see? Yes, name the two
Dr.
leaders.
Manmohan Singh and Pervez.
Very
Dr.
good.
Manmohan Singh and the
Who are the
Pervez
leaders? As you
Musharraf,
could see this.
Army General.
This is, है ना? This is
Yes,
General
ma'am.
Parvez Musharraf. He is, and he is
Pervez
Manmohan Singh.
Musharraf.
Very good. Everyone has recognized. Good. Imagine any two problems they might be discussing. Yes, anyone can speak. What problem they might be discussing? Yes, Prashant.
Ma'am, ma'am, may I?
Yes, please. Of course.
Ma'am, I think they were discussing about the problems of Kashmir.
Very good. Well done. How to solve Kashmir issue? Through mutual
To solve,
talks.
yes, ma'am.
Okay, always through the mutual talks. Secondly, how to control terrorism. Then, in which sector we can improve trade? How can we develop the trade relations between India and Pakistan? What changes can be made in visa formalities? Okay, all these may be the issues which they might be talking. Okay, so sometimes These are very popular questions which are given by the board on the basis of this cartoon mainly. Now, next question maybe which can be put up by the board. This is the mention the outcome of their discussion. Yes, mention the outcome of their discussion. What may be? Outcomes may be number one, to arrange a security level meeting of both the nation, visiting of concerned ministers, and to take steps towards agreement between both the countries, to conclude the problems by not referring to other nations, to strengthen socio-cultural and eco trade between the countries. So all these may be the outcomes of their discussion. Got it? After this,
Yes, ma'am.
we come on India-Bangladesh relations. First of all, we have talked about Indo-Pakistan relations. We discussed this, getting it? And after this, we come on
Yes, ma'am.
India-Bangladesh relations. First of all, we'll see what are the issues of tensions between India and Bangladesh. Number one, first issue they have the differences over the several issues. Okay, we know very well that India played very crucial role in the formation of Bangladesh, and there was Indo-Pak War in December 1971 for the liberation of Bangladesh. The government of India supported the demand of the people of East Pakistan for their independence and helped them financially and militarily. During the past few years, there were certain differences between both the countries. What were all these differences on the several issues? Number one, sharing of river waters of Ganga and Brahmaputra. Between India and Pakistan, we had the conflicts on the sharing of river water of Indus River. You remember? We discussed it right now previously. Secondly, Indian government is not happy with Bangladesh refusal to act on unlawful immigration to India. Okay, because Bangladesh has denied to address the issues of illegal immigration towards India from Bangladesh. So it is known that its support for anti-Indian Islamic fundamentalist groups. Okay, so Bangladesh, India believes Bangladesh support to anti-Indian Islamic fundamentalist groups if it is not ready to address all these issues. Bangladesh refused to allow Indian troops to move through its territory to northeast regions. Bangladesh has completely denied to India, especially to the Indian troops, to move through its territory to northeast regions. India could not cross Bangladesh to address the issues of northeast regions. Bangladesh refused to export natural gas to India and allow Myanmar to do so through its territory. Okay, so all these had been the negative aspects, getting it, between India and Pakistan. All these issues had been there. Now we'll see what are the positive aspects between both the countries, between India and Bangladesh. Pakistan nikal raha hai मुंह से बात. Number one, from the last decade, economic relations have been strengthened, no doubt, between India and Bangladesh. Good economic relations have been strengthened. Secondly, India's look east policy does involve Bangladesh that links Southeast Asia via Myanmar. Thirdly, cooperation is noticeable on the grounds of disaster management and environmental issues. It's always appreciable between these two countries. Next, area of cooperation is being broadened by identifying areas of common threat and responding sensitively to each other's needs. So all these have been the positive aspects, and these are the negative aspects which we discussed right now. Okay, you have to learn both. What are the negative aspects between India Bangladesh relations and the positive aspects between these two countries. So you have to go through both. Okay. Okay, Prashant. Could you hear? Prashant. Yes, important topic, India-Nepal relations. It's the burning issue of the day. Anyone can speak on this? Yes. Yes, anyone can speak? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, speak up, please. What are the reasons behind
Ma'am,
them that they have
about
the differences? Yes.
India and Nepal.
Yes, yes, beta. Nepal relations.
Ma'am, in Indian, we can see that in India and Nepal relations, there is a treaty between two countries
Yes.
that allow their people to travel to their across their country without visas and passport.
Yes, very good.
Um, and, at that time, there is a large number of their army in Indian army also.
What were they called? Can you give the name? Can you mention the name?
Nepali,
Nepalese. A
it's
large number of
Nepalese
Nepalese.
army.
Eh?
Nepalese army.
Nepalese
Nepalese,
army had been there. What's the name? By what name are they called? We
um,
have a separate branch in the name of Nepalese army. Yes. Anyone?
no, ma'am.
Find out, please. Find out. Yes.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Yes. Next.
Gorkhali army.
Yes. Gorkhas. Very good. Who answered?
Gorkha army.
Prashant?
Okay, ma'am.
Yes. Very good. Okay. They are considered very brave. Yes. Yes. Anything else, Ayan?
Ma'am, um, yes, ma'am. Something I know that, ma'am, that Indian government expressed that the relationship between Nepal and China's Nepal government in action against the anti-Indian elements.
Yes. 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 Okay. What happened? So we could see trade, scientific cooperation, also common natural resources, electricity generation, and interlocking water management grids have brought the two countries closer to each other, no doubt. But in spite of this relationship, there are minor differences between the two countries. By now, there had been the minor differences only, but at present, we could see that that these differences are going to be major. First of all, who is the Prime Minister of Nepal? Anyone can give me the name? KP
Ma'am,
Sharma Oli.
yes,
KP
ma'am.
KP Sharma Oli. He has always been a pro China. He always adopts the policies which are pro China. Reason is this: he has been in favor of communist always. As you could see when we discussed previously, Nepal, when we discussed democracy and monarchy in Nepal, at that time we had discussed who were the Maoists. If all of you have gone through the video, all of you could see who were the Maoists. Maoists were the followers of Mao Zedong, and
Mao.
Mao Zedong believed, it was a very popular statement of Mao Zedong, that the power lies in the barrel of the gun. And KP Sharma Oli is a Maoist at present, and he has the power in his hands now. Do you know? Do you know
Yes, ma'am.
that he has been the Maoist?
Yes, ma'am.
And Maoist, if we see the Maoist movement in Nepal is considered a growing threat to the security of India, and China supports them. Getting it? At present, the reasons behind the differences, behind the conflict between India and China, India and Nepal, India and Pakistan, what's happening? Border Roads Organization has constructed the roads along the borders. All of you know this thing. The roads, a good infrastructure has been developed uh, uh, on the borders of India now. Okay, so
Okay.
strategically we can keep an eye over over our neighbors. Okay, At present, between India and Nepal, what happened? Three territories had been there. This is Limpudharia, Lipulek, and Kalapani. Okay, including all these territories, India has constructed a road, and Nepal had not been aware of this. Nepal came to know of this approx 15 days back from now. So they began to raise the issues. They began to claim that India has constructed the roads along with in uh, in the territories of Nepal, but it's not like this. It's not there. I'll show you the map later on. Right now, I don't have, but I'll show you. Okay, we will discuss this next time in the class. First of all, we'll discuss the map regarding India and Nepal, which are the territories, and which areas Nepal claims to be their own. Okay, but it's not like this. Getting it? But it's really good to see that Border Roads Organization of India has developed good infrastructure even on the borders. Now the roads have been constructed, and by constructing the roads along with Limpudharia and this Lipu Lake and Kalapani, it has reduced the travel hours also by approx 3 hours towards Kailash Mansarovar. Getting it, everyone? But
Yes, ma'am.
strategically, India can keep an eye on the activities of China. So all these are the issues. So that's why China is in the support of Nepal. And KP Sharma Oli is a pro-Chinese, and he belongs to the Maoist ideology. Got the point now? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So give the rise of Naxalite groups in various Indian states from Bihar in the north to Andhra Pradesh in the south. Citizens in Nepal think that the Indian government interferes in their internal affairs, has designs on its river waters and hydroelectricity, and prevents Nepal from getting easier access to the sea through the Indian territory. So all these are the issues. There is a hope that consolidation of democracy in Nepal will lead to improvements in the ties between the two countries. So all these were the issues between India and Nepal. Got it? Now we come on the India-Sri Lanka relations. Okay? Now we'll see what are the Indo-Sri Lanka relations. If we speak of Indo-Sri Lanka relations, ethnic conflicts, we have already discussed ethnic conflicts in Sri Lanka and how did India intervene, and how did the Tamils go against India. We could say especially Litte. So they used the suicide bombers against Rajiv Gandhi. So ethnic conflicts in Sri Lanka is the main reason of differences between India and Sri Lanka. Indian leaders and citizens find it impossible to remain neutral between when Tamils are politically unhappy and are being mercilessly killed. Military intervened in 1987. We have already discussed, all of you know that the peacekeeping forces were sent by the government of Rajiv Gandhi. They had some of the agreements between themselves. You remember? You remember each and every one we had discussed? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Got it? So military intervened in 1987. Indian government now prefers to adopt the policy of disengagement vis-a-vis Sri Lanka's internal troubles, and FTA was also signed for a foreign trade agreement was signed between both the governments, which strengthened relations between India and Sri Lanka. India also helped Sri Lanka in post tsunami reconstruction, and it has also brought both the countries together. Okay, in detail, we have already discussed all these things. So, these were about India and India Sri Lanka relations. Now we come India Bhutan relations. There is no major conflict between two countries, India and Bhutan. Bhutan has taken action to weed out the guerrillas and militants from northeastern India. India gives development aid to Bhutan, particularly in hydroelectric projects, and India remains also biggest source of aid for this Himalayan kingdom. Next, India Maldives relations. Maldives remain warm and cordial with that of India. In November 1988, when some Tamil missionaries from Sri Lanka attacked the Maldives. The Indian Air Force and Navy reacted quickly to the Maldives' request to help stop the invasion. India has also contributed towards the island's economic development, tourism, and fisheries. Now we'll see other conflicts of this region. Nepal and Bhutan, as well as Bangladesh, Myanmar, have had disagreements in the past over the migration of ethnic Nepalese. Okay. Into Bhutan and the Rohingyas into Myanmar, respectively. We discussed all these. Bangladesh and Nepal have had some differences over the future of the Himalayan river waters. The major conflicts and differences, though, are between India and the others, partly because of the geographical location of the region, in which India is located centrally in and is therefore the only country that borders the others. After this, next we'll discuss the SAARC. Okay. At that time, we'll go through all these issues. Okay. And then we'll discuss this. This is a very lengthy chapter. Very lengthy. Okay. Now let me know, have you get the things by now? Any problem?
No,
Yes.
ma'am.
Students, any problem by now? Have you gone through all these?
Yes, ma'am.
Just prepare the notes. We'll give you
Oh,
some last date to submit the work. Okay, and later on we'll discuss on the project also. Project has to be prepared for political science. The weightage is for 20 marks. Okay, so we'll just go through this. Next we'll discuss SARC especially. Okay, in the next class we'll discuss SARC. Okay, till then, bye bye.
thank you, ma'am.
Welcome, beta. God bless you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome, beta. God bless.